2024 is coming to an end, and for an year ender on India's electronics manufacturing, I'm joined by ICEA Chief Pankaj Mohindroo. Thank you so much, sir, for taking time out. Firstly, this year was marked by Semicon India, which is where the Prime Minister also made the announcement that India is angling for a $500 billion target in terms of electronics manufacturing. So, being an industry voice, where do you think we are at in terms of that? I think smartphone as a sector is doing well, but what about the other sectors?
See, first of all, when the Prime Minister announces, it's not angling anymore. It's a very serious intent. And like I said before, that the famous song, You've Taken My Breath Away. So we are working very furiously on that, and that how this 500 billion will be achieved in such a short time, which is about 25% CAGR. And export will have to grow by about 45% CAGR from the current 30 billion odd to 200 billion. So that strategy is in the works now, and we should be able to roll out something in the next 2 months.
Got it. Sir, we also recently spoke to the mighty secretary. He also mentioned that the domestic smartphone market is sort of saturating in terms of demand within India, and now the next leg of growth should be exports. What are we seeing from the industry to that extent?
No, our export performance is very satisfying. We've from 1,29,000 crores last year. Exports was negligible a few years back. We were largely import dependent country with CBUs. 80% of domestic consumption was import. So this year I think we'll cross 175,000 crores. So smartphone export is robust. It's quite satisfying.
Interesting. So there's also a large package that is in the works that we're hearing of that will now be going to the cabinet for approval, about a 40,000 crore package for electronics components manufacturing. How do you see that playing out? Is this happening? What is the extent of such a package?
The time for this stimulus, this investment in the sector has come, because we've achieved scale. In smartphones, we are over $50 billion now. This financial year, we'll cross $60 billion. So that has given rise to this possibility that the middle segment, and plus some foundational industries, other than we already have strong stimulus on semiconductors, display, but some of the key areas like PCB, display, camera module, these passives, these were left out. This whole from here onwards, right? These are the sub-assemblies, but some of the sub-assemblies also have not reached that scale. And this is on $115 billion of the current production. When we reach 500, which is, I can see the smile on your face, the requirement will be much more. So this whole, and we have to create a very competitive component ecosystem, sub-assembly ecosystem. So these have to be exported independently. It is not that, the classic import substitution mindset of India, that's not going to work here. We have to make a globally competitive industry with, cutting edge technology, the latest innovations, the best technology in the world, and, that India is able to export to the rest of the world. So it's not something we are building for the import substitution of this. The imports are going up, etc., etc. It's not that.
Got it, sir. So one more question I think that comes up when you talk about the India smartphone story is that there is this lack of Indian companies that we've seen. There used to be a bunch of companies that have slowed down. Now it's mostly foreign players that are setting up base for manufacturing here. What is your outlook on that? Why have foreign players been able to crack and not some of the domestic large ones?
See, this is not a new trend. It happened in consumer electronics. All our companies vanished. Then it happened in IT products, Wipro, HCLs, etc. They vanished. And now it is happened in mobile phones also. But this is something which will not continue, right? There is a great determination from the industry and from the government both that are not only in brands but in the supply chain also. There is a strong participation from Indian companies, and we make globally competitive Indian champion companies. So you will be hearing more about that in the next 1 year. So it's not off the planning, it's not off the radar. It's very much a burning issue, and it concerns everybody very deeply. And we are, of course, there are, the global companies start with a certain advantage. China has built a very strong ecosystem, a very efficient ecosystem, and that's an end-to-end ecosystem they have been able to build. It's just in semiconductors that they are little not fully occupying that segment, but other segments they have a very strong position. So to have competitive Indian companies, we have to see that we are able to have technology transfer, capital investment, skills, competencies. All of that should be flowing to our companies freely. And then some extra support can be provided to them.
So another very hot topic and something that is also a very high value component is semiconductors, something that we have taken up in the last couple of years as well. We've seen ISM 1.0 come to fruition. All the manufacturing of facilities is underway. What are you looking forward to from India Semiconductor Mission 2.0 now?
This is a long-term game. We should not be only looking at ISM 1.0, ISM 2.0. We have to create a comprehensive 360 industry, which includes the fabs. We have one fab and the second one at Mohali. And the first fab is the Tata Electronic fab with PSMC, and then the Mohali fab. We need many more fabs. We need fabs in compound semiconductors, all of that. So that is work in progress. The second is that India is ripe for creating great designs out of India. So and designs which are owned by Indian companies. We have a very satisfactory design vertical which works for global companies, but we have to build that. And third, but not the third most important, is that we have to packaging industry, very large packaging industry has to be created. So this is work in progress, and I think over the next 10 years, we see India emerging as a very major semiconductor destination among the top 5 in the world.
Lastly, Mr. Mohindroo, we have the budget coming up in a few months. What are some of the expectations that the industry has?
We have our primary request is that we need to tweak tariffs a little bit. There are some unnecessary tariffs which are neither protecting industry or creating industry investments, nor so they are just an irritant. So we have requested for the withdrawal of these tariffs.
Certain hardware?
Yes, 2.5%. That is the main. Otherwise, the trajectory of tariffs, as far as phones are concerned, that is on the downward trend now, right? And because we have scale now and reasonable competitiveness, so I think that is something which all concerned in the government have also realized. The other segments are, however, not flying at the moment. In some of them, you can't impose tariffs. So there one has to be the policy has to be very carefully crafted. Because tariff is a double-edged sword. With tariff, you do not create competitiveness. You may create capacities, but India is looking to become the major electronic manufacturing destination for the world, which necessarily requires a lot of competitiveness, which is possible only when you have low tariffs.
Thank you so much. This was ICEA Chief Mr. Pankaj Mohindroo joining us.